All right, 89.9 WQTQ FM in Hartford. How y'all doing out there? BrothaSoul FaReal here. As you know, the brother means I'm your brother. You can talk to me. Telephone number tonight is 860-695-7588. The soul is for the music, and I definitely got a soul brother in here tonight, Mr. Lawrence V. White. He is here, and the real is always when at some point tonight, you know I'm going to keep it real. Hence the name BrothaSoul FaReal. So welcome and good evening once again, everybody. I got my main man in here, Mr. Lawrence V. White. How you doing, brother?
What's up? What's up? I'm doing all right.
All right, man. So it is a pleasure to have you back here. You know, you are a very talented man who has explored music for many, many years, and I've got to witness a lot of that talent on YouTube, on Facebook, on, you know, all types of social media and live in person. I've even assisted in helping you with another sister doing music. I mean, you have been doing music, man. So what have you been up to? How you doing?
Doing all right, man. I'm hanging in there. I mean, music-wise, things are going good. Just released a new project. It's 3 songs for right now. And basically what we're going to be doing is kind of slowly kind of introducing you into who I am as an artist. Right now you're kind of hearing more of like the music director, the producer side, but pretty soon it will get up to almost on some of my other brothers like Ace Livingston, even further going out to like Victor Wooten, Marcus Miller on that level where you're kind of getting more of bass kind of in the forefront. So that's really what I'm doing right now. Of course, doing things live, you know, with other artists, you know.
So yeah, man, with all the music that you've been doing, again, this is Lawrence V. White, y'all. He is in the building. Definitely make sure you listen to him now because I'm going to ask some good questions. You can follow him, all that good stuff. So now, you've been doing a lot of projects. You know, tell everybody, because this is your second time, or maybe third. Is it your third time?
Second visit here.
Second visit here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell Hartford, people who don't know about you, you know, how did you come up in music? Are you a native of Connecticut? You know, the upbringing, all that good stuff. Give us the bio, man.
Definitely. So grew up in Waterbury, and it's funny, I was having a conversation about it last night. My upbringing is really through public school system, getting, you know, musical education on, you know, grade level, going up from there, getting into band. A lot of things that's lacking in today's music, in today's schools.
That's what I want to talk about.
Definitely. So, I mean, growing up in Waterbury, there was a really good foundation there in regards to music, and basically grew up into the church as well.
Okay.
So my grandfather's actually a pastor.
Awesome.
Come from a long lineage of pastors in the church.
A lot of music in the church.
A lot. And you know, a lot of times it gives you that opportunity to kind of sharpen those skills.
Right.
You know,
You got to be on cue in church.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, basically growing up in the church, playing there Sunday after Sunday, midweek services, things like that. And then gradually got here to Hartford. So I went to school in Central. So I went to
CCSU?
CCSU.
I didn't know. You a Blue Devil. All right. Me too.
That's right. So I went to school at CCSU, kind of part-time role. Basically, I ended up assisting in a class in Wesleyan in Middletown. So kind of between the two schools, and then ended up in Hartford. So I currently reside in Windsor, and all over the place, wherever the music calls, that's where I go.
And what did you begin playing? Were you thrown into music, or did you gravitate to the music?
It's funny, and it's a funny story. So growing up in the church, I would say around maybe about 5 years old, I would sit right next to my grandmother, and basically she was actually playing music. My grandfather was a pastor. It was early on when they first started. We didn't really have a dedicated musician. I was kind of cracking on how she was playing drums, and she was like, "Okay, if you're gonna crack on me, you come over here and do it yourself."
Yeah, you do it.
That's it. So that was kind of like the introduction. So I played drums for. I mean, there's people who only know me as a drummer.
Wow.
So I mean,
I've only seen you on the guitar or the bass.
That's it. So. I would say I played drums for maybe about, I would say close to about 15 years, up until about 20 years old. And then around about senior year, that's when I actually picked up bass and kind of dedicated bass like around about 21. So I was kind of like a late bloomer when it comes to like finding my actual instrument.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how many instruments do you actually play?
Total, I mean, a lot of the instruments are related. So honestly, I play keys a little bit. So keys, of course, relates to bass, as well. So I can play keys like synth bass, drums, organ, a little bit of horns. In school, I actually learned how to play sax. That's what I learned coming up through band. So sax was my instrument for probably from 5th grade all the way up until high school.
Okay, and very seldom do I get to really speak to a musician. And I want to know, as an extracurricular activity also, how would you say that kind of enhanced or improved your life or took you away from other negative things that might have been going on around you? How did music impact your life that way?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times what ended up happening is, and I'll relate it to right now, currently just as an adult, it gives you a little bit of an outlet. So, when you're having when life happens, things happen in your life, that gives you an opportunity to go somewhere else musically, put your mind in a positive spot, put that energy into something else that you can give to the world and, get off of that negativity.
So you are, tell everybody what it is that you do in music. What fields of study do you take care of? Like, what all do you do in this field of music?
So, I mean, primarily I'm a bassist, but I wear many hats. So music director is another thing that I like to do. I'm working with a couple bands. I mentioned Wesleyan. I've been music director there for 20 years now. For a choir, for their gospel choir called the Ebony Choral Ensemble. Ebony Singers. Ebony Choral Ensemble is actually at Central. And then basically I work right now with another band. It's called the No Ordinary Band. And it's a Sade tribute band. Okay. Real smooth, chilled out band. And basically what music director does is they really bring in the talent. So they handpick each person. And really it's based on the type of music. So really their job is to be that mediator between the artists and the musicians, making sure the musicians, they are getting communicated with effectively and bringing in the right people for the job, things like that.
So now that you're here today, as we're talking all about music, today you've brought a new song in. It's going to be called Caught Up in the Rapture, and we'll get more into that in just a moment. And we're going to play the first track that Mr. Lawrence dropped off here. This is another cover. This is Ain't Nobody. In just a minute, we'll play that. So with all this compilation of songs that you provided me with, is there an album out, or what can people do to get your material?
Yeah, so you can actually go on my website. So there's an album. It's a 3-song project right now, and what it is, it's on my website. It's also available on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere where digital music is available. Basically, what this is a part of, and I'll kind of give you a backdrop. So if you think about when you listen to Michael Jackson Off the Wall, or if you listen to even going back to Brothers Johnson and all that stuff. So Quincy Jones was the kind of the center of all that in that time period. So really what I tried to do on this album, I tried to kind of do an album the way he would do it. So have all musicians, no samples. This is
live music.
Live music. Everything that you hear is actual musicians playing it.
And you composed it.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So what, do you have a favorite song that you've developed or produced thus far?
Honestly, my favorite one was so I did a cover of Michael Jackson and Stevie. So Michael Jackson and Stevie, I worked on the song.
You might have to try to send me that while we're here tonight. Just see if let's get that on, because I want to hear it too.
I'll do it. So this one was I Can't Help It. So this is off the Wall.
I Can't Help It.
Yes.
If I wanted to.
Yep.
Okay.
That was probably my favorite. Worked with a singer. Her name is Tiffany Tizell. She's popular here in Connecticut.
I've seen her perform. She's an excellent singer.
She is crazy.
Yeah.
Her energy.
Great vocalist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Her energy is top notch all the time. All the time. So she and David Davis together on that song. And I think that was probably the easiest song of the 3 that we did.
Right.
Tiffany had knocked that out one day.
Easy.
Probably 3 hours.
Wow.
She did her own background vocals. And Dave Davis, same thing. Quick.
So now I know you do a lot of covers. Are there any other songs that you're writing or will be writing, or can you tell us about that?
Yep, definitely. So the project. So this is probably this is a little insight into probably later next year. I have a single coming up that's gonna be probably released somewhere in January. Run for Cover 2 is coming out in the spring. Jamie McDonald is he's actually mixing and kind of helping me co-produce that.
Nice.
That's in the mix right now, and then it's called I think we titled it, kind of changed the name a couple times, but it's called Touch a Bass, and basically it's going to be, I would say, somewhere. This is where we're going to start to get into other artists. Right now, I did mostly locals for the covers, so local artists that people would know around in the area. We're going to start to pull in people from all around the world, for the originals project. That's my plan.
And so do you perform live anywhere here in Connecticut where people can check you out and come and see your bands or what it is that you do on the stage?
Absolutely. So if you're ever looking for something to do any night of the week, so usually I still stay dedicated to the church. So every Sunday I play up in Springfield at a church called St. John's Congregational. And then Thursday nights, usually one Thursday, I think it's the second Thursday of the month, I'm usually at a place called Tipping Chair down in the Plantsville, Southington area. Okay. So I'm there every Thursday, one Thursday out of the month. And generally, if you're ever looking for something to do, go on my website, Lawrence V. White, that's V like Victor, .com, and I have all my dates there. So
let me ask this, because one day, BrothaSoul FaReal planning to get married to some woman out here. So I want to know.
Come on.
Do you do weddings? Do you provide the band? Can you get us a singer? All that kind of good stuff?
Absolutely. So I'm involved with a couple bands that do parties, they do private engagements, things like that. The Wayne Patrick Band, amazing band. We can pretty much cover anything.
Wow. And any type of music you want, probably.
Anything. Rap, hip hop, R&B, soul, rock, doesn't matter.
Now, do you sing, brother Lawrence?
I sing backgrounds. That's about it. That is about it.
I won't put you on the spot.
Please don't. That'd be a disaster. But nah, it's funny that you say that. I mean, for Run for Cover 2, I'm thinking that I was actually working with another artist. Her name is Janae Smith, and she's out in Brooklyn. She's kind of doing her own thing. Right. So I have been almost forced to kind of do my own vocal on a song that's going to be coming up. Okay. She kind of co-wrote some of the arrangement, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice, man. So, hey, I want to get into some of your music.
Thank you, man.
While we're here, I want to play a song. Now, I know we had a Christmas song before, too. Yes. So we'll wait till December for that one.
Nice.
But this song that you provided me, and our station manager, I actually sent this song to him.
Nice.
He actually loved the song. He's like, who is that singing? Like, who did this? And I had to tell him because I was playing it one night when he came by. And it is Shaka Khan's Ain't Nobody.
Yes.
And it's real, like, it just got a different seasoning on it.
Yes.
So we liked it, and I sent it to him. So it's definitely in our system. But tell us about this song. What inspired you to go for this song to cover?
So Shaka is one of my favorite. She's one of my favorite artists. It's definitely one of my favorite female artists. So if you look that song up, most people who usually cover it, they usually speed it up. So I decided to kind of slow it down, allow people to hear the arrangement, allow people to hear the vocal. The vocalist on this single is actually a good friend of mine, Christy. I know her as Christy Maya. She's Christy Jones now. She's the part of the Maya family in Waterbury. And amazing vocalist. Her and her husband have a group called Jones versus Jones, I think it is called. Yeah. Amazing duo. But I wanted to, the one that you have is probably the radio version. There's an extended version.
There's an extended version. And this one is almost 5 minutes.
Yes. So the extended version is probably about 10 minutes.
Wow.
And what happens is after it ends, the fade out for you, what you'll end up hearing is mostly all the musicians taking a little solo. Yeah. It's a little shine here and there. Okay. So it's a nice thing. I mean, if you pick it up, you can go on Apple Music, different places, and you can hear that.
So as a musician, before we jump into this song, just had another question that just came to me. What is the largest stage you've performed on thus far? Like, oh man, this is it. I'm here.
That's a good question. Oh, wow. I played in a few places that has some good numbers. There's a stage in New York called City Stage. That was a good one. That was actually for a McDonald's music festival a few years ago.
Wow.
Trying to think of some of the others. Wow, I'm gonna have to cut. That's
Yeah,
a good question.
Think about it. Yeah, like so during the break, while this song is playing for our audience, you definitely think about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like any other celebrity artists you may have worked with, or
Yep.
they called you up, or you had to fill in for somebody.
Yep.
We want to hear all that great stuff because this brother right here represents Hartford as far as I'm concerned. Mr. Lawrence V. White is here in the building, and we have more music to come up. But first, we're going to jump into his cover of Ain't Nobody featuring Christy Jones. Keep it locked right here. This is 89.9 Cute FM.
That's a good question. That's a real good question.
Here we go. All right, 89.9 WQTQ FM in Hartford. Beautiful sounds right there. A remake, another rendition of Ain't Nobody by Mr. Lawrence V. White featuring Miss Christy Jones. Awesome, awesome song, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's good music right there. Ain't nobody, like you always hear that.
Yep.
Like you said, the upbeat version, but this was real mellow, cool.
Yes.
Sit back and just like that Christmas song, and we'll play it later this year. It's just got that smoothness to it, man. You've mastered smooth. You're the smooth man in Hartford. So yeah, man. So definitely check them out. Now, how can people follow you on social media?
So on social media, I am Lawrence V. White pretty much everywhere. Facebook is probably the only difference. I think it's Lawrence.v.white.
Okay.
But yeah, everywhere else, Instagram, Snap, everywhere else is Lawrence V. White.
Right, and I remember you telling me before that you also you train students. Is that something that you still do?
Yep, definitely.
Now, how does that work for, let's say, a parent who might be listening and realizing, my kid has a talent, but I don't know where to send him?
Yep, direct message me, so you can DM me or just reach out right through my website. There's a contact page, so just reach out to me there, and we can, even if you're far away, let's say you're listening from somewhere else, if you want to reach out and you need some direction. Even if money is issue, I know parents got a lot of bills and all that kind of stuff.
I was going to ask about that.
Yep. Just let me know and we can work it out.
Work it out.
Yep.
So payment plan, Snap, you can use all of it.
That's it.
Anyways, now you can't use no Snap now.
Right.
You can make Thanksgiving dinner and invite them over for dinner, but we need the cash.
Right.
Which is understandable. This brother's out here working hard, making sure that kids get an opportunity to learn music, to really get exposed to the art of music. And speaking of the art of music, how do you feel music is today? Is it healthy? Is it in a dangerous place in its popularity, the way it is today? What's your thoughts on today's music in general?
Today's music it's two extremes. On one extreme, you have pop is introducing instruments back in. So when you listen to, let's say, like I'm trying to think of somebody like a Chris Brown. I have a friend who's a producer for Chris Brown, and like they're starting to introduce keys back in. They're starting to introduce bass and guitar, stuff like that. You'll hear an acoustic, Justin Bieber, something like that. On the other side, and I'm not even gonna, so I'll even say it. So on the trap side, trap side is kind of what you're missing from not having music in school. I got to credit this to a conversation I was having last night with Jamie, and he said from pulling music out of the school, you have people who are probably 25 and under, maybe even 30 and under, who didn't have music in school, and what they know is just small increments of music, and that's all they're putting in trap.
You mean like the beat machine?
So not so much. So I mean, 808s and 909s, all that stuff has been out forever.
Right.
When we go back to old school hip hop, it was there, but it's more. There's the melodies don't make sense. There's no musical theory. There's nothing that you can. And I know so I work with Clockwise, local artists here. We ended up producing a song recently that just came out for him. It's called East of Exile. One of the key things I told him is that I love the fact that the music makes sense. It's not like we just threw a whole bunch of things, and that's what happens when you get from samples. You know, if you go to hip hop in like the 80s,
Right.
people just threw samples from everywhere.
So let me ask you, as you mentioned samples, and we're talking about, you know, music,
Yep.
Kanye considers himself to be a genius. Some people have
Yes.
said that.
Yes.
But I step back and say, I can't call you a genius if you sample it.
Yep.
What do you think artists, or excuse me, producers like Kanye West, where does he rank in the field of music?
To me, Kanye, and a lot of people will say the same. Kanye is a genius.
Okay.
Like he is, like, and especially like when you listen to things like his 808 Heartbreak. That's one of my favorite albums from him. You know, the other earlier albums, it was before like the Pablo album.
Yeah.
Once Pablo came out, I got a little lost. But I mean, everything else prior to that, if you listen to it, like he does.
That first album had me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
High School Dropout.
Oh yeah. That late registration, all that stuff was great.
Yep. So to hear a musician talk about that, it adds some validity to, you know, the conversation. Because I don't play an instrument, so I need to hear what you all think. So if you say you're a genius, if he's a genius, then he's a genius.
He's a genius. I'm telling you, like, so we talk about Shaka.
Right.
So he took that Through the Fire.
Right.
And then, so he took the sample from Through the Fire, but then he added in other instruments. So he'll bring in a bass player, he'll bring in, you know, a trumpet, and add some horns to it, things like that, just to bring it that extra edge to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So yeah, you perform all over. So what is your next goal or objective in music?
Nice.
What's that big thing you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, and this is something that a lot of indie artists kind of struggle with, is that breakthrough, especially as, you know, as you're going uphill, trying to get to that next level. You know, getting on some of the charts and all that stuff. And a lot of times it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just money is that strong breakthrough. So for me right now, you know, trying to get, you know, international, you know, trying to get to places like Tokyo to have your music out there.
Wow.
Trying to get to like Canada, to Montreal,
Nice.
places like that. Those are the next goal. Bring some people with me, you know, things like that.
So who do you want to work with in Hartford that you haven't worked with possibly?
Ooh. So coming up next, Nikita Waller.
Oh, that's my homegirl.
Yeah, we go back.
She's been on this show a few
She
times.
hasn't?
Yeah,
Oh,
she has been.
Oh, good.
Oh,
yes, yes. That is my girl. So we're gonna be working together real soon.
That's a dope combination right there.
It's gonna be me.
I
and
can
her.
dig it.
It's gonna, and this is gonna be a little something different that people haven't heard from her yet. So it's gonna be more
yeah?
on the rock side.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to push her, and she's down. She already agreed to do it. So I'm looking forward to it.
So now that you two are collaborating, where will you be collaborating?
Yep. So honestly, it kind of goes back to my like kind of like the journey for the music. Really, like as an indie artist, a lot of times like studio space, things like that was really hard to come by because all that stuff costs. You know, industry is money driven. So, you know, I was able to accumulate my own gear.
Yeah.
You know, and basically I was able to kind of have a studio of my own. So she's gonna be coming in. We're gonna record together. Most of my music is already done for the song.
Right.
And she's gonna come in and she's gonna do her thing.
So now, when you say rock, are we talking like hard rock? Which type of heavy metal rock? Which type of rock?
This is like almost a funk rock.
Oh, funk rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's from a artist called the James Gang, and honestly, this is This is probably back in the '70s, '70s rock band. The lead singer is from the Eagles, and basically the song is called Funk 49.
Yeah.
Real simple, just straight ahead rock tune.
Wow.
And she's gonna kill it.
Wow.
She's gonna kill it.
So I'm excited to hear more about that. All right, so check it out. I'm going to now read some information about the next song that's coming up that we're going to play by brother Lawrence V. White. Make sure you're following him on social media. All right, so the new single release tonight, which we have right here, it is called Caught Up in the Rapture. And if you know Anita Baker, you know this song very well. It's featuring William Prince. So Windsor, Connecticut, September 4th, 2019, arranger and musician Lawrence V. White has released his next single called Caught Up in the Rapture, featuring William Prince. This is a peek into a two-part project called Run for Cover, which is a dedication to some of his favorite artists over the past 40 years. This is one of the 3 songs off of what he calls the Legacy Edition, highlighting songs from the 70s and 80s. He solicited some help from 2 friends and great artists in their own right. Persephone L. Hall, did I pronounce that correctly?
Persephone, yeah, that's a hard one.
Persephone L. Hall, vocalist, and William Prince, saxophonist, to help put his spin on an Anita Baker classic. You know, that name right there, you know.
That's a hard one.
I said, is that a word or a name? I say because my SAT score about to drop to 1.
I need to put some phonetics on that one.
Continuing on, Lawrence V. White used the same recipe for musicians from 2 prior singles, Ain't Nobody featuring Christy Jones and Say Something featuring Ashley Jones, Doran Monk, Flake, and Clockwise. All right. Isaac Montz, drums, and David Allen Rivera, percussion, were the foundation of the groove. Chris Clayton keys came in to provide the warmth, the blazing, the keys. Douglas Wilson III on guitar curated some blistering solos and rhythm guitar for a little extra heat. Horn arranger Jeremy Torgion also came aboard to add some spice. He also added 3 extremely talented vocalists, background vocalists that is, which is Michelle Dudley on alto vocal arranger, Aaliyah Morgan, soprano, and Stephen Wilson, tenor. Is that Stephen Wilson from Bluefield High?
Yes, sir.
Hey, 97 in the house.
That's it.
All of this on top of Lawrence V. White's bass, delivering the bottom with his signature bass tone. All right, so this is going to be a song you'll want to add to your favorites on your love song playlist. The project will be available on all digital media outlets in September 2019. For more information, promo requests, or to schedule an interview, everybody, you can contact Lawrence V. White, which is Lawrence VWhite at gmail.com. And let me read that again. The email address to contact Brother Lawrence is lawrencevwhite at gmail.com. So real easy. And he has a website, www.lawrencevwhite.com. That's right. All right. So anything else you want to tell us about this song, good brother?
That's it. Again, you know, it's all live musicians, no samples at all. Everything that you hear was played by an actual person. And it took a little while for us to do it because of that. You know, so I mean, it's coordinating schedules and things like that. But it's an awesome song. It's an awesome artist. You know, Persephone was a sweet, sweet person. Everybody who you listed there is all local. Okay. So that's all Hartford, Bloomfield for the most part.
That's what's up. Connecticut.
So, yeah, for sure.
We got it. They say Hartford has it.
That's it.
And we have the song right here. So check it out, everybody. This is Lawrence V. White's version of Caught Up in the Rapture, featuring Persephone.
That's right.
All right, I got it now.
Got it.
Keep it locked right here, 89.9 Cute FM.
I should have warned you about that one.
Persephone. What?
That's exactly what it looks like.
I thought it was an instrument. What? All right, 89.9 WQTQ FM in Hartford. That was Caught Up in the Rapture, featuring Persephone by Brother Lawrence V. White. Composed, developed, all that good stuff, man. So, you know, when you hear your own music, how do you feel?
You know, it's an awesome feeling. Once everything was completed, it was just like I coming up to the point where it was getting pushed out. It was almost like, and I told my wife, I don't want to take anything away from any ladies who have ever had to deal with, you know, having a baby or anything like that. But I can imagine that feeling of relief once the baby's actually here.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
Wow.
Once it was all done and everything came back, I was like, thank God.
Wow. So, how do you use social media on your own to really get yourself out there?
Yeah, really, I mean, just pushing it out there as much as possible. I mean, it helps that I have a lot of friends who actually do the same. You know, a lot of people in the industry, a lot of people who actually take the time and share A lot of family and friends that don't mind sharing it on their pages, things like that.
So I guess what I'm asking is, do you ever go live when you're performing at all or anything like that?
Absolutely.
So if they became your friend, like you get friend requests, like they can actually see you doing the damn thing right there live and in person.
Yep. So you definitely, I usually like to use Facebook more for that. So if you follow me on Facebook, you're going to see that, because Instagram is good, but usually it only stays for like about a 24-hour period, I think, and then it disappears, or you can kind of save it to the Instagram TV. But yeah, I usually like to go Facebook Live when I'm, anywhere, even in rehearsals. Sometimes you catch good moments. So
good, man. So we got about 8 more minutes, almost 8 o'clock, and we have more music here that we just got up. So we were talking about I Can't Help It earlier.
Yes.
So now, again, it's a compilation of songs between the 70s and 80s, and we know Michael is one of the juggernauts of music. So why did you pick this song to cover?
And it was mostly because this one was a good way I can get 2 artists on one song. So you got Stevie and you got Mike.
Yeah.
It was like the best of both worlds. So the Off the Wall album itself it's probably my favorite Michael album of all of them. Thriller, everything.
And people sleep on a lot of those tracks on Off the Wall because they focus so much on Thriller and Bad.
Yep.
So this song, is a beautiful song, and for you to cover it, man, I've not heard it yet. So this is the first song I've not heard yet. So we're gonna play it right here on the station.
It's a QTQ exclusive. Nobody else has it.
Wow, so amazing. So I appreciate that. So anything else? So who's all on this song again?
Yeah, so we got Tiffany Tizell. She actually just put out something similar. So if you want to check her out.
Where did she perform at now? Because I saw her one time on Franklin Avenue, and I was blown away.
She travels. She's all over. So she was actually just coming back from overseas. She was like in Germany with a guy named, I think his name was Darren Dennis, something like that. Darren something. So she did a song with him. She actually put out her own song as a cover of a Gladys Knight song.
She's beautiful too, y'all.
Yes.
Darren has Tiffany. But anyway, moving.
And my man David Davis, and he's a local. He's actually right out of West Hartford. West Haven rather, but he's been around forever. He used to have a band back in the day called what was it called? I think it was Just Us.
Yeah. Oh, I know the band. About 6 of them on stage. Yes. They usually wear red and white suits.
Ace was was there, and Reggie Hamlet. A lot of good local musicians that are like top-notch guys. So those 2 are the featured artists on this. Same crew as far as the musicians. I had a girl play. She's a saxophonist down in the Stratford area. Her name is Cassidy Abbott. Cassidy Hurley. She just got married. She's playing baritone and alto for the horn section for this.
So I see that you brought your daughter with you. I want to know if you want to give her a shout out, anybody a shout out. She can give somebody a shout out if she wants to come on the microphone. It's great to see our fathers also active in the community. So that's big. Any family members you want to shout out, and you can shout folks out too.
Yes,
it's your time.
This is my twin I brought with me today, and she kind of hung out with me for the whole afternoon. So I asked her, did she want to go home? Want to come to the station with me? She said, yeah, I'll come to the station. So it was great to have her with me, and basically, did you have anybody else that you wanted to
Does she play music?
She's more, I've asked her all her life, but I think she wants to get more on the business side.
Okay, I get that. That's where a lot of the money is.
Yep. And she's also into like beauty, so she's into like beauty products, making her own products. So
cool.
Didn't want to push anything on anyone. If she wanted to pick it up, I was there for her. All the instruments are there.
Any cousins you want to shout out? Your school? Anybody? I noticed that with kids, when they're here in the studio, they can post on social media all day.
Right.
You get them in the studio, microphone, no, I can't say nothing. But it's all good.
Yeah,
I just wanted to recognize you. You here. I see you in here. All right. So this next song is, again, I Can't Help It by Lawrence V. White featuring who?
Tiffany Tizell and David Davis.
All right, keep it locked right here. This is 89.9 QFM. Let's do it.
Come on. Hey.
Tiffany, I saw her perform. That's the best female vocalist I've ever seen in Connecticut. To me.
I would second that. I would second that.
I've seen many people perform.
Yes.
I didn't know that was gonna happen that night when I went down to this bar. I was
Where'd you
like,
go to Paradise?
yeah,
Yeah, Mike's house.
yeah. Who this? I never heard of her before. And I asked her, where you gonna perform again? All right, 89.9 UFM. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking, brother. That is what I'm talking about.
Thank you, man.
So now, do you coach Tiffany how to sing that, or you just tell her to rip how you want to rip?
Go for it.
Wow,
We
man.
just pressed record and she just went in.
Yeah, man. When she played with it at a moment in the song,
Yep.
that was, man.
Yep.
Hartford got talent, y'all. Now,
Yes.
is Tiffany from Hartford?
She's from Norwalk.
Oh, okay, right. I
Yep.
remember her saying that.
Mhm.
Well, man, you bring in all the great artists, and then
Right.
you add your layer of, production on it, your talent on it, and it's just fly songs. Like
Thank you, man.
you switch up the seasoning on the song
Yep.
and turn it into a whole different entree. And that's what I like about the music.
Right.
So it's always smooth and cool, man. It's just
Thank you.
because even Mr. Smith, even that other song, who was one of our station managers,
Mhm.
gave you a lot of credit on that "Ain't Nobody."
Thank you.
Because he stopped. He was in. He like, wait a minute, what's that?
Thank you. I tried, man.
Yeah, man. So, hey, man, one more time, how
Yep.
can people find you, follow you, get in touch with you, let the world know?
Yes. So please follow me. I'm on Facebook, Lawrence.v.white, or you can just type it in to search Lawrence V. White. I have my artist page and I have my regular personal, and I follow back. So, same thing on Instagram. You can follow me there. Not really into Snap much, but definitely Instagram and Facebook are probably those are the most popular for me. And then website. You can always go to my website if you're ever looking for something to do. I'm usually playing with somebody somewhere. So if you're looking for something to do, just visit my page. You can see all my dates. You can even, if you're really into the music, you can see all the gear that I work with. You can see some of the people I worked with in the past, places I've been, things like that.
That's what's up, man. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Always a pleasure to be
Right here, 89.9 QFM, Lawrence V. White, one of our great talents here in Hartford. Make sure you definitely continue to support him. Hire that band for your events. He
Please.
got the bands, he got the singers, he got all that stuff. Follow him on social media, Lawrence V. White. My brother, it is a pleasure and a privilege to have you here and an honor to have you here tonight to grace our studio with your presence.
Likewise.
And your music, man. It's a great feeling to have you here. So I appreciate you, man.
No problem.
So till the next time, brother,
Yes.
This is 89.9 QFM, Lawrence V. White in the building. Anything else you want to say, brother?
No, that's it. I want to shout out my wife, definitely. She's a huge support, my family, all the White family. There's a lot of us here in the Hartford area, so I appreciate it. Even some of my Hurdle family. That's my Waterbury family, so appreciate everybody and all the support from friends online, things like that.
That's what's up, man. Well, hey, that will conclude this interview for tonight. The brother is here. I thank you once again. It is my time to go into DJ Django mode now. BrothaSoul FaReal is coming off the mic, and we about to play some more music up in here. We smoothed y'all out. We got y'all nice and chilled out, but now we ready to do what I'm about to do.
Nice.
I'm going to turn up a little bit, but Brother Lawrence, send us all your music, man. We want to upload that into our playlist of music here at the station.
Will do.
All right, so keep it locked right here. This is 89.9 QFM.